Top 10 most complimented fragrances for men from 10 different brands. So I took a look at these brands and I thought to myself, if I had to narrow it down to just one fragrance that they manufacture that in my opinion, and from the testimonies of a lot of other people that I've heard and read, that is the biggest compliment getter, which one would it be? And I've narrowed it down. So this kind of takes away the guesswork. It eliminates the thought or the guesswork behind trying to decide, okay, if I just want to get one that's going to get me a lot of compliments, which one is it going to be? These are the 10 that I would recommend. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on these top 10 most complimented fragrances for men from 10 different brands, if you had to spend your hard-earned money on one of these fragrances, well, which one would it be? And of course, you can find a deal online using a place like Max Aroma. You can use my code if you're interested. I do not make commission on this code, but the code is RED10. RED10. You're going to get 10% off the entire website. You're also going to get a free 5 milliliter decant of Gin and Tonic by Micallef, which is one of my favorite summer fragrances. It's this beautiful citrusy mint fragrance. It comes in this frosted glass presentation, and you literally get that for free if you get anything on the website. So use the code RED10 to save 10% off the entire website. I can tell you right now, a lot of these fragrances I have purchased from Max Aroma. Yeah, some of them I bought at retail, some of them I've had for many, many years, but these are the 10 most complimented fragrances for men from 10 different brands. And of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe. Let's start things off with Creed. It can't be anything else than Creed Aventus. Creed Aventus is bar none, by and large, the most complimented fragrance from the brand. Pineapple, apple, blackcurrant, birch tar, vanilla. You can't go wrong with Creed Aventus, right? Like, it is the most complimented scent. And I love it, right? I've been wearing it for 13 years now. I've been wearing it since 2011. Initially tried it in 2010 when it came out. I went to the boutique on Madison Avenue, and then I bought it in 2011. La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. So here's the thing. I know the brand new Myself does very, very well. And of course, there's Myself Le Parfum, which I actually prefer. I'm running out of this one. Oh no. It's about time I purchased a new one. This powdery cardamom. It's a huge compliment getter. I've gotten some really interesting compliments from this one. And I also like the L'Intense version. And of course, there's Blue Electrique. There are so many from the brand, but La Nuit de l'Homme as a franchise or as a release from the brand does so well. Of course, by Roja Parfum. Of course, this is all going to be based on personal preference, and it's very idiosyncratic, and it depends on how you conduct yourself, how you carry yourself, your demeanor, your disposition. I get it. By Roja Parfum, I know a lot of people might say, well, I get compliments from Creation E, I get compliments from Amber Oud, it's Elysium, right? Guys, stop. Elysium is the biggest compliment getter. You're not going to get as many compliments from anything else than you would with Elysium, just because it's so fresh, it's so inviting. The citrus that's in here, it's incredibly long lasting. It's very loud in the opening. It's highly diffusive, and especially if you get the Parfum pour homme concentration, you can do the Parfum Cologne concentration if you're interested in the blue bottle. I have that one too, but this one is going to be a little bit stronger, less diffusive, but the longevity is there. This beautiful, bright, citrusy, floral fragrance. Can't go wrong with that, and I'm sure Max Aroma has it for a really good price. Of course, from Ralph Lauren, there's Polo Green, Polo Red, Polo Blue, the Big Pony collection, blah, blah, blah. My opinion is this one is going to become the biggest compliment getter, Polo 67. And I say this because it's an aromatic lavender fragrance. So it's youthful, it's professional. You have that crisp citrus in the opening. This one is going to get you noticed for sure. It smells nothing like Creed Aventus, thank goodness. But this one definitely possesses that compliment getting DNA that I think is going to work really, really well for the brand. And yes, I've actually already received a few compliments wearing it. By Chanel, I know there are a lot of people that are a fan of Allure Homme Sport, Allure Homme Sport, or Allure Homme Sport Super Leggera, right? And then there's also the Edition Blanche. The original Bleu de Chanel. Can't go wrong with this. You might say, well, I get compliments with Antaeus, I get compliments with Coromandel, I get compliments with Sycamore, I get compliments with their Eau de Cologne. I get it. Bleu de Chanel is going to get you the most compliments. I don't think anybody can refute that. I don't think, for you personally, right, depending on your demeanor and how you carry yourself, you might get more compliments with a different Chanel. But historically speaking, since its release, this is the #2 best-selling fragrance of all time. On the designer end, Chanel Bleu is definitely the biggest compliment getter. From the house of Gucci, it's the original Guilty. Now, here's the thing. Personally, I get the most compliments from Gucci Guilty Black. For whatever reason, the orange blossom, the bright floral tendencies, the violet that's in there, the citrus, the aromatic components. The original Gucci Guilty is going to get you the most compliments. You don't even need to think about it any further. Gucci Guilty, Gucci Guilty, Gucci Guilty. All right, by Amouage, a very difficult brand when you're thinking about compliments, right? Like, can I get a lot of compliments from an Amouage fragrance? I know it's hard. A lot of them are very envelope pushing, very daring, very challenging as well, especially if you're thinking of King Blue and Royal Tobacco and all these other fragrances. It's Reflection. It's a spicy jasmine, basically. But it's beautiful, right? People compare it to Le Male by Jean Paul Gaultier, like the niche version of Le Male or whatever. Reflection for Men is absolutely incredible. When it comes to the brand Paco Rabanne, of course, there's 1 million, right? 1 million gets a lot of attention, and there's, 1 million, and I missed this one, 1 million Privé. That one did really well for me. That one's been discontinued. Paco Rabanne, and even Phantom, right? Which looks like a robot, not a phantom. Paco Rabanne does very, very well when it comes to manufacturing some mass appealing DNAs, but their most complimented has to be Invictus Aqua. It doesn't matter if you get the 2016 version or the whatever version. Invictus Aqua, just historically speaking, and the record shows and the testimonials that I've read and heard, Invictus Aqua is the biggest compliment getter. And that's also predicated on my own experience too, you know. When it comes to Giorgio Armani, it has to be Acqua di Gio, the original Eau de Toilette. Now, of course, there's Profondo, Profondo Parfum, Profondo Lights, Profumo, Profumo Special Blend. There's so many fragrances by Armani. And some people might argue that, oh, no, it's actually Profumo, which is now discontinued. That one got me the most compliments, and the patchouli in it, I get it, maybe made it a little bit stronger. But going back to the mid-90s, Alberto Morilla's composition, the original fresh, citrusy, floral fragrance, Acqua di Gio. I smelled it on a guide today, actually. Yes, I agree. It's played out. Yes, I agree. There are a lot more interesting fragrances that I would recommend nowadays. No, I wouldn't tell a gentleman to go out and buy the Eau de Toilette today. I just wouldn't, right? It's not, it's been around for so many decades now. There are so many other fragrances that you can wear in place of this. I mean, we're coming on 30 years now. So no, I wouldn't recommend it, but is it a huge compliment getter? Yes. Will you end up smelling like somebody's ex-boyfriend? Likely. But in the #1 spot, and this is also the brand's biggest compliment getter. It's the brand's bestseller. I have spoken to the managing director. I have spoken to a lot of people from this brand internally, and they've all agreed it is the bestseller. It moves in super, super high numbers. Bestseller on the men's side, okay? And of course, it makes a lot of sense. It's a huge compliment getter, so easy to wear. People love this one. I prefer the flanker to it, but that's, again, personal preference, right? Apple, lavender, vanilla, and it's by Parfum de Marly. It's none other than Layton. Again, you can find it at Max Aroma. You can get a sample or a travel atomizer from Max Aroma, right? This is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And of course, this one is great for a date night, great for a night out. It's so playful. It's a huge compliment getter. My God. I mean, some people might say, well, what about Galloway? What about Greenlee? What about Carlisle? What about, if you just want to focus on compliments, like the one mass appealing fragrance, and you know what? Percival is a good contender. But I think there's something about this one where it's a bit more interesting in the sense that Percival gets compared to Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. It gets compared to Mont Blanc Legend, right? So Layton, for whatever reason, does really, really well in the compliment department. And it's also the brand's bestseller. On the men's side, on the women's side, it's the original Delino. But anyway, let me know, do you agree or disagree with any of the fragrances on this list? I'm always keen on hearing from you, and I love the interaction. So drop your comment down below. And once again, make sure to use the code RED10 if you want to shop for designer or niche fragrances for a discount. Again, I don't make any commission. I had the opportunity to make commission and I turned it down. I have an affiliate code. I don't even use it, right? If you want to use the code RED10, I meant affiliate link. If you want to use the code RED10, you'll save 10% off site-wide. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you took something of value from this episode. If you enjoyed it, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. It would mean the world to me. Thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode.